All right, welcome everybody back to Bluegrass Garage.
Bluegrass Garage.
Got a little special episode for you today. We've had some delays with some of our projects due to Christmas and illness, and most importantly, fire in the garage. We'll talk more about that next time we're out there. But today, we would like to showcase some of the projects that we either did or did not complete prior to Bluegrass Garage.
Yeah, we're going to dig back into the past a little bit, dig deep into our bag of past projects, and show you guys some cool stuff.
Full speed. Burnout.
All right, so as we're saying today, we're going to do classic Mustangs. We're just going to kind of go down the list. When we say classics, we're talking 60s Mustangs. Now, this is not an all-inclusive list because this video doesn't need to be, an hour long. So we're just going to do basically 6 of them here that we have picked out, and we're going to start from the top. This is a 1965 Mustang that we got. And it was in pretty good shape, right? I mean,
not bad. It was running, driving car.
Driving car. As you can see, it was maroon. It was a decent driver car. Nothing major wrong with it, other than...
Yeah, we had some clear coat peeling. We literally drove this one home from when we got it.
Yeah, a little clear coat peeling from a paint job previously done. A little bit of surface rust, but nothing major. It was actually a pretty easy project.
It really was.
But like any project that we get involved in, we do strip it down.
We strip them down. We do them right.
So this one being such a good quality to begin with, it made that job much easier.
Oh, yeah, right. I remember this. This was a 289 car, V8 automatic.
289 V8 car.
Yeah.
So... as you can see, like I said, we strip the cars down just to make sure that the job we do is the best that we can possibly do. And again, this is way back in the day, and even smaller, probably even the garage we did it in was even harder to do it in because it was smaller. And, this is not a professional paint booth, so we put a lot of extra care into trying to keep dust out.
This garage was a 2-car if you just wanted to park 2 cars in there. You couldn't work on 2 cars in this garage.
And if you look at the picture here, you can kind of see that it was a tight fit.
It was that little bit of room there between the back of the car and the air conditioner was about 4 feet, and we had about 3 or 4 feet in the front, and that's it.
And again, we're doing all the disassembly, body work, sanding, and painting all in the same garage. So it's pretty impressive the quality of work that I think that we put out, considering the facilities we're working in. So anyway, let's back to the car. So this is a pretty quick one. Like I said, it was pretty easy. Seal it, prime it, and paint it. And like you said...
Oh, yeah, we decided to go bright red on this one.
Bright red.
Bright red. It turned out really nice. I think red was the right choice for this car with the V8 and just the wheels and everything about it.
Definitely. And
it turned out great, yeah.
Look at a few of these final...
this, I think, is the car that we have video of you and me driving it down the street with no doors on it. And we jumped out and started ghost riding it. Do you remember that? I think it was this one.
I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure.
I think you've ghost ridden too many cars.
No, I'll dig that video up, send it to you. I'm pretty sure.
We'll see about that.
But look how young we look.
So this here would be what?
2007.
20 years ago? And 15 years ago.
Yeah.
So, wow, 15 years ago.
Dang.
So there's that.
Bet that cat's not alive anymore.
You're probably right. No. All right, so next on the list is a 1966 Mustang, and if I'm correct, this was a 6-cylinder car. But as you will see in the pictures here shortly, looking back, I don't even know why we bought this car. It looks so bad.
We would not buy this one today to rebuild and flip. There's no way.
But we got it pretty cheap, I'm assuming.
I don't even remember. Again, it's so long ago, but what you see here is what we got.
So the car had nothing straight on it, missing fenders, missing the whole entire front end. It was bad.
Yes. We put it on our trailer. We had a wood floor trailer, and the car fell through the trailer. This was ridiculous.
Literally fell through the trailer, as you can see with the wood hanging out below.
And I'm pretty sure it was cold when we got this, so we're out there freezing trying to retrieve the car off the trailer once we got it home.
Yes. Wow, like I said, looking back at this,
Oh, geez.
I feel like today it'd be $1,000 car if you're lucky, right? Just because this.
We may have got it for 1,000.
And this was also 15 years or so ago, right? It was pretty much right after the other one. So interior was mostly complete, but and I think the interior actually wasn't bad. I mean, the seats were not ripped; they were just dirty. The carpet obviously needed to be replaced.
You're right. I think this one we replaced carpet, but I think we just cleaned the seats. So I don't think we put covers on this one because they were in good shape.
And the interior panels actually look good. So the interior was the best part of the car as far as cosmetically, as you can see from the door panel pictures and things like that.
There you go, straight six. Wait till you see the end pictures of this. It was a total transformation.
So, same thing here. You know, we disassemble, assess what problem areas have to be addressed, strip the car completely. We don't no sandblasting or bead blasting or anything. This is all done by hand with chemical stripper or muscle. Basically, yes. I mean, it's just
sometimes we scrape, sometimes we use the chemical, sometimes we just grind it off.
Just whatever it takes, basically, to strip the car down and disassemble it. So, as you can see here, we're slowly but surely, we get all the car disassembled, and then we start to work.
And yeah. Here we are, sanding on the doors, trying to get those nice and straight.
And ironically, even though the car looked really rough and it was missing so much, it was pretty solid too. I think once we got down to it, I mean,
I think there was just one big rust spot on the side, which I'm sure we'll get to.
The rear quarter, we had to put a patch in that, I believe.
Look at that.
Yeah.
And what does that say on the side of that mask you're wearing? I think it says "bad mofo."
I believe that's what it says. Something like that.
What were you thinking?
What were we thinking? We had a few new panels. We had to buy fenders.
Needed fenders, maybe a front valance.
Front valance. Right there, so we picture that.
Right, little filler panels,
so,
odds and ends.
And, they actually didn't fit too bad for aftermarket parts. I mean, CJ Pony Parts, I believe we bought them all from them at the time. It wasn't too bad, actually.
On like a 30% discount weekend.
Yeah.
We always waited for one of those to buy parts. And the color we decided to go with on this one?
Wimbledon white.
Wimbledon white. You cannot beat a Wimbledon white classic Mustang.
So this is a 6-cylinder car. It's not a hot rod. We didn't do anything to the engine to make it a hot rod, obviously. It's just, we basically just made it work. And and it did work. It worked great.
Oh, look at this work being done.
Yeah, so this is us doing some wet sanding, I'm assuming, or just sanding, preparing for paint.
Probably blocking, yeah, because we had it sealed with sealer and primer. I guess we took a break right here and started chit-chatting.
We took a break. We made him keep working.
Yeah. That's what you do with your younger brother. You make them keep working. We did.
Right.
If I recall, this is the one that we licensed, and we drove it around for about a month.
Yeah,
Took a couple of cruise-ins.
We got a picture here. I think we're at the Chevy dealership parked next to a bunch of Camaros
that day
when they were new.
Yes. Oh, that's right. We went to a Chevy dealer. We went to Audubon and got pictures. We even took it to a cruise-in in Evansville once it was finished. It just ran great. It's way different driving an old 6-cylinder classic car than it is even a big, powerful V8 classic,
Right.
Just totally different. I like looking at all these pictures you're flipping through.
This
is the one we painted that guitar to match it.
That's right. Let me pull that up. Yeah,
look at that.
We put a stripe on the guitar just because it looks cool on the guitar, but that's a Wimbledon white guitar. Yeah, man, that's a great combination.
It was a classic. That was a classic Mustang stripe that we would have put down at the bottom, but we also put the Mustang emblem on the guitar, which is cool.
That looks really cool.
We're out driving it now.
We did a good job.
Going down the street.
This is at the park.
Ooh, man.
I think we got a picture here in front of John James Audubon.
Shirtless, too.
And then here's some Camaros.
Wow. What year would that have been again? I don't even remember.
Well, I don't know. I don't know, but that's crazy. Look how little the car looks compared to modern cars even. That's
it's so tiny.
So that was a great car. So again, it was in such bad shape to begin with. I think we did a fabulous job. Like I keep saying, it's not so much that a lot of people can paint an old car and make it look great, but I think the fact that we do this, first of all, it's a hobby, and second of all, in the facilities that we did it in then, and even now,
no doubt,
pretty impressive. So that's all that one.
And we got to enjoy that one for about a month before we sold it.
Yeah, that's even better. That's even better. We get to enjoy the car, which that's why we do this. We do this because it's fun, enjoyable, save a classic, and have a good time with it.
Exactly.
So this next one's gonna be real fast. So I was at a yard sale, garage sale, whatever you call it in your area of the country, but rolled up to this garage sale, and they had this car covered with a blue tarp, I believe, and because we're car guys, I just said, "Hey, what's the old Mustang covered up?" Because I could tell by the shape it was an old Mustang, and I ended up talking to the guy at the yard sale, and I think his wife was urging him, but it's like, "We'll sell it to you," and I'm like, "Well, I'll buy it. Let's look at it. Let's check it out." And long story short, ended up buying this car from a yard sale. It was a 66 302 V8 car, and the pictures looked kind of rough, but it really wasn't bad structurally.
It does look kind of rough, bro.
It does look kind of, but compared to the last one, it doesn't.
No, that's right.
And anyway, got it home. It came with a bunch of parts of the car, but life got in the way at this point. Long story short, ended up selling the car. Didn't do a single thing to it. Looking back, it would have been kind of fun to finish, just because being a factory V8 car and all that. So,
You people are going to realize as we go through a couple more cars that there's a pattern of him buying a car for himself, not doing anything to it, and just selling it later on.
it happens, but yeah, you'll see that.
That's why I'm trying him to go ahead and get to work on his Fox body, so that
Soon, the Fox bodies are coming up this year.
Okay.
Don't worry, you all Fox body fans will be happy this year. We have 2 Fox bodies hopefully being done this year. But anyway, let's move on. This is a quick one. Just wanted to point it out that one that got away, I guess.
I'm glad that one got away.
Okay, kind of on the same lines as the last one here. I'm going to jump ahead a little bit. At some point in the last 10 or 15 years, I bought a 68 Mustang convertible.
Yeah, he calls me up. He's like, dude, I just found this convertible. I've always wanted a convertible.
And I love convertibles.
I love 68s. I'm going to go buy this car. So we jump in the truck, get the trailer hooked up, drive about 20 minutes beyond Owensboro, so it was about a 45-minute drive.
Yeah.
To pick up this car from Matt.
In the wintertime.
It was so
in the
cold.
wintertime. Snow on the ground.
All right.
Legit wintertime.
Let me take that back. Apparently we had it towed. No, we picked it up.
We went and looked at it, and then we called a tow truck.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we went and looked at it first. And then I called a tow truck. But anyway, it was wintertime. Snow on the ground, convertible. And because I love convertibles, like I just said, I love convertibles. I know not everybody does. I do. Same thing. It looked pretty solid. I checked it out. It's solid in the level of the cars that we buy. I mean, we're not buying $100,000 cars. We're buying, at this time, $2,000 to $5,000 cars. And I think I paid somewhere in that range for this.
This was a good one. This one was solid. It would have been a fun one to do.
But like you just said, the cars I ended up buying for myself. Time, life gets in the way, or too many other hobbies, projects, whatever. And I did absolutely nothing to it and ended up selling it. I think I sold it to a guy in Laos. It went to Laos.
Wow.
Yeah, legit Laos. So it was interesting, that process, but looking back, if I could keep any of the cars I got, this one or that fastback would have been the ones I would have kept. And like I said, I love convertibles. So it's unfortunate. Life goes on. Maybe I'll get another one day, but don't want to talk too much about this. We have some really good ones coming up.
All right, so this next one is a 68 Mustang. This one was a lot of fun as well, and we bought this one. It was really solid. I remember it had, you can see her in the pictures. It had probably been painted late 80s, early 90s. You can see where they kind of put that darker color around all the body lines.
You'll notice we made a mistake here because our resources were more limited. We're pulling the car with a Jeep Liberty. I don't recommend that.
No.
Even though these are light cars, just saying. Want to point that out.
Yes, and the Liberty is so short. But we got it home. That's just a unique look. But the neat thing about this car was, of course, it ran and drove. We didn't have to do much to it, but it already had reddish interior. Like, most of the interior was already red. You'll see later on what we end up doing with this interior. But we drag it off the trailer with a tree because, again, limited resources, you got to do what you got to do. But a real good, solid car. Didn't have a lot of rust. It was all there and complete. So as you can see, we're starting to step up our cars now. We're getting nicer and nicer cars. We're getting there. I think all we really had to do to this thing was put a new gas tank in it. Oh, I remember we made a video.
I'll link. Well, actually, I don't think I have that video on YouTube, but we have a kind of a weird video of bumper wars.
Bumper wars, yeah.
We're fighting with bumper, like jousting, I said, but that's a side topic.
But yeah, again, we stripped this car down. So as you see through the pictures here, we take it all apart. get all the lights, all the trim, everything off of it. We strip it down to bare metal, just so we know where we stand. We don't want to sell a car that we just patch together. We're not used car salesmen, so we're not going to take a Coke can and cover up, rust and throw Bondo up. We strip it down, replace
Which we
panels.
have found on plenty of the
Oh,
cars
my
we've done,
goodness.
like this Firebird, just chicken wire basically.
Chicken wire,
That's not how
Bondo.
we operate, and yeah, like I said,
License
we
plate
want to
shoved
know
in
if
a
we
quarter
find that, we
panel.
want to know so we can get rid of it.
Mhm.
I distinctly remember though that even though it was a good solid car, it had many layers of paint.
Mhm.
Like I feel like we took pounds.
I think the
pounds
paint
of
came off at some points, and it was 1/8 inch thick of
Yeah.
paint, not filler.
Yeah, no
even.
filler, just paint. It was kind of ridiculous.
Yep. So again, we go through all the body work. We get it all prepped. We sit there and put our sealer down. So the sealer goes down first. It seals everything out, and then we put a prime coat on it. And then we start getting ready to paint it.
Is my thing.
Oh,
I
look,
guess.
there's another picture of Matt doing theirs.
I guess,
Basically, set it down, get ready to paint it.
I guess we are getting ready to
So
paint.
we
it.
start throwing some color on it. What color did we go with? You guessed it. Wimbledon white again.
Is this Wimbledon white or is it just bright white? Because
It looks bright to me. Do we not have a... And the reason we went Wimbledon white is because we did something trick on the interior, and it was amazing. So you see we got it painted. We're starting to reassemble it. Everything's looking great. I mean, it's a great looking car. Again, we did the same thing we did the last one. We got the engine all cleaned up and looking fly. Looking fly.
pretty fly.
Yeah, it ran just fine. Everything was cool with it. And now the interior, and this is what we did. We took that red theme and ran with it. So we went ahead and took the black seats out, and we bought all new vinyl for them. We covered them in red vinyl. Same with the door panels. We put the red door panels in it, red carpet. So we had a Wimbledon white Mustang with red interior. It was so beautiful.
As you can see.
Another one, if I had to have an old Mustang coupe, I would probably want a white one with red interior.
And this one again, being a 6-cylinder car, I mean, we even went with hubcaps and white wall tires and everything. Like you can just see a couple of old people driving down the road on a Sunday drive.
Yeah, I think we've been putting new tires on this one. I think we bought new hubcaps for it because it just looked so good when it was done.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Yeah,
Trunk mat,
the trunk
chrome,
looks good. All the
everything.
chrome was
Just-
new.
it was a beautiful car.
And of course, here we are standing in front of it.
Let me get a picture of that.
'Cause that's kind of what we do. I don't know why we're dressed like that.
I don't know why you dress like a cowboy, which is kind of funny seeing you in a cowboy hat because you don't wear cowboy hats.
I don't. It's not my
but
jams.
For some reason, that day we felt like it.
That day, I was a cowboy.
Anyway, so there's that car, 68 Mustang, 6-cylinder coupe. Beautiful car.
Mm-hmm. All right, so the last one we're going to talk about today, 67. And this car, we bought from one of your friends, someone you used to work with.
So a friend of mine bought the car many years ago because she wanted a classic Mustang. And like most projects that people get into, they get over their head. It's a lot of work. And especially if you don't know what you're doing or you don't have facilities to work on it or whatever. So she bought the car and she had it. She bought a few parts for it, but she didn't know what to do anymore. So she asked me if we wanted to buy it because we seem to buy all these cars.
Mm-hmm.
So of course we looked at it. We bought it. And it was a '67 V8 car that was in again good shape, but it was partially even disassembled. Which I wish I had a picture of us when we bought it. But we actually bought it with no doors, no fenders, no hood on it. It was all taken apart.
It was all apart.
So it made it look even worse, and it made the job a little bit harder because you don't know what goes where as far as
You
bolts
got to
and
find the
such.
hardware.
But we've
So-
done so many that it's kind of become second nature for us. But regardless, it presented itself really bad. But anyway,
It did. So first thing we did is we just fully reassembled the car. And unfortunately, we don't have any pictures of us picking the car up and doing all that. We put the whole thing back together as far as all the body panels. Got them straightened up. We had to strip it because it was maroon and this car was not going to stay. We never leave a car maroon.
yeah, not my favorite color.
No, but as you can see, we stripped the car down all the way down the middle, did the body work. Again, another fairly straight car. This is a V8 car. So that was a big help. So you can see here we've got the car all stripped down. We go ahead and coat it in sealer like we always do. Then we'll do the body work on top of the sealer, do the primer, get it all done, all nice and straight. So on this one, we ended up going with a very unique color, but it is a 67. So being a 67, not a fastback, but what color did we go with? It's called Pepper Gray. It's the Eleanor color.
So this is legit Eleanor color. Now, obviously, it's not a fastback and everything, but the car came out great.
Looked really good. So the wheels, we kind of knew what wheels we wanted. We put new tires and wheels on it. We were at Frog Follies, and we bought our wheels, as you can see right here, $1,300 for tires and wheels. We paid at the Frog Follies. Probably the most expensive, just one item we put on the car. But it really helped. It made the car so nice. It was a V8 car, so it was a 5-lug already. We didn't actually complete it. We got the car running, driving, and painted. It still needed windows put in. I mean, that's really about it, wasn't it?
I think it was just windows and
a few trim pieces here and there.
A few trim pieces, yeah. I don't know why we sold it before we completed it. I don't know if someone expressed interest in it or whatever it was, but that's what happened. So
yeah, but we got it 90% done.
90% done, definitely. Like I said, it did run dry.
Look at these pictures sitting outside of us sitting here posed in front of you, in front of it, me in front of it, just sitting in the driveway. It looks so good.
Yeah, and I'm not a big fan of silver on sporty cars, Mustangs, Camaros, Corvettes, whatever. But this one actually impressed me with how good it turned out.
It looked good. I wouldn't have painted one that color for me. I would have fastback, maybe.
Maybe.
I like a bright color, like your orange one sitting there in the background.
Yeah.
But this one drove. I know when we sold it, we had to drive it down the street a couple of miles to meet up with the semi because it couldn't make it to your house.
Right.
And I remember driving it down the street. We drove it down the road. It drove great. It sounded so good. So it was a V8 car. So we took the engine out, just cleaned it up, dressed it up a little bit, put it back in. We didn't rebuild the engine. It looked fine. Looked really good once we put the new valve covers and stuff on it.
Ran great and all that.
Ran so good.
Right there,
Just basic tune-up stuff because your friend told us that it ran and everything. And then when we sold this one, I bought my 03 GT out of the funds.
And there's the L3 GT he bought with the funds from that. And we have videos from that. We have videos of that process of basically painting that car and doing a little bit of modifications. I'll link to that somewhere in the video or put it in the description just if you're interested in that.
And there'll be a more in-depth when we do our next video, which is probably going to be either some of our non-Mustangs or we have a whole Fox Body and Up Mustangs that we've done too. We have a whole list of those.
So, like I said, this is because of the situation we have in the garage right now. We're trying to get squared away so we can get back on those kind of projects. If this kind of video interests you, if you'd like to see in past projects, hearing us talk about it, let us know. Like I said, we did a classic Mustangs today, but we've done everything. We have everything, and this is fun. I want to do it again.
Oh, too, because we've got a whole backlog of Dodges, Chevys, all kinds of stuff there. We've done General Motors products. We've got some foreign stuff we've done.
Yeah,
we've got some really weird off-the-wall stuff we've worked on and done in the past.
Definitely.
Love to put some more videos out like this.
Yeah, like I said, let us know in the description if you want to see more like this, and we'll make it happen.
That's right. Don't forget to ring that notification bell, smash that like button. I'm not standing up, so I can't get so animated.
Yeah, don't get so animated, but yeah, do that, and we will see you all next time.
See you on the flippity.
Thanks a lot.